Monday morning, and thanks for watching the Market Day Report. I'm Janet Atkinson. While high-level talks avert another increase in tariffs against China, RFD-TV's Sarah Mock breaks down the significant trade progress live from our D.C. studios. Good morning, Sarah.
Well, good morning, Janet. It was a long weekend here in Washington as the president decided to extend a trade meeting that started last week through the weekend. And we heard some updates from him on what he's calling significant progress on Twitter last night. Of course, he said that progress included advancements on intellectual property rights protection, technology transfer, and of course, agriculture. He had a very positive outlook on the prospects for the ag industry from the Oval Office on Friday.
I think we're doing very well with regard to farmers and the buying of products from our farmers at a certain point. They've already made a big commitment to do that, but this will be a very, very substantial farm deal. This will be the biggest farm deal ever made, if you think about it. I don't think anything would be close because it's China. So hopefully if we arrive at a deal, they'll be buying lots of every form of farm product.
Now, of course, because of that announcement that was made in the Oval Office on Friday that China is expected to buy 10 million metric tons, has committed to making that purchase of soybeans. We are, of course, waiting to hear some additional information on what that commitment entails, when the timeline is, and, of course, just how exactly that will be done. But it was a very exciting deal for ag and won the whole process kind of a lot of support. And of course, the other big piece of information, news to come out of that meeting, was that President Trump has decided to extend that March 1st deadline. Of course, on Friday of this week, those tariffs, additional tariffs on China were to be put in place, raising what is now 10% tariffs up to 25%. Of course, for a lot of folks in ag, that wasn't really a huge concern just because so many ag products have already been targeted, and raising tariffs to an additional level or retaliate tariffs to an additional higher level won't really make much of a difference because, in effect, a lot of ag products are at the moment excluded from Chinese markets because of existing tariffs, regardless of any additional higher tariffs that could be raised. We did see a little bit of an awkward dust-up in the Oval Office between the president and U.S. Trade Ambassador Lighthizer about some memorandums of understanding on Friday. Maybe a little bit of confusion there, but overall the reception here in Washington about this agreement has been very positive, or no agreement yet, but on these talks has been very, very positive so far. And the president says he is planning to have a meeting sometime in the future at Mar-a-Lago in Florida with President Xi to kind of finalize a commitment that they would be making in the future. So very positive, I think, news coming out of Washington for ag producers on the trade front. And we'll be watching throughout the morning as more reactions kind of flow in on this topic. Janet?
Well, as always, Sarah, thank you very much for keeping us up to date on everything. Again, Sarah Mock in our Washington, D.C. studios. And we'll be back with Sarah in the D.C. Bureau at 11:30 Eastern for additional updates from the nation's capital city. Well, ag groups, of course, are